How are you doing? My name is Dr. Raymond Ayilu. I come to you once again with this episode, very interesting one. And today we're going to learn a lot. We're going to learn a lot from a very brilliant student from Ghana, and she will be sharing her story, her struggles, the challenges, the opportunities that she has to go through to be where she is. And so for all those who are inspiring to get into the graduate school, either for masters or for a PhD program, this is the place you need to be. And stay with us, listen, learn, and use that story to change your own personal situation. And so today, I'll be speaking to, and I wouldn't want to introduce her. She'll introduce herself. We will know her name, where she comes from in Ghana, her background in terms of education from childhood, and where she is today. She must be very proud of herself, and I am also very proud of her. And that's why I had to do this interview for you, the one listening, so you learn from her journey. So let's just go straight and talk to her. Hello, Portia.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Portia. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm very good. Let me just bring the microphone a bit closer so that we can hear you, because we really want to hear your story. And
Okay.
when I saw you and that you were studying in the Western Sydney University in Australia, I was so impressed. And I just wanted to catch your story and share with my audience so that they learn from you and be inspired from the story that you are going to tell us. So everyone now knows your name, but of course, we want you to introduce yourself. Where do you come from?
Okay.
What has been your background in terms of schooling? And then finally here.
Okay, so my name is Portia Atretete. Yeah, I'm from Accra, Ghana. I did my undergrad studies in KNUST. So I did quantity surveying and construction economics in the Department of Construction Technology and Management, and then I went ahead with my master's in construction management. That was an MPhil. Yeah.
Mm. Wow. So you studied in KNUST?
Yeah, I did study in KNUST. Yeah.
Because when you talk of construction, then I know it's KNUST.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you guys are the technology people.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, why? I mean, someone will ask, but hey, women too, they are into this construction. What inspired you?
Okay, so personally, growing up, I read general science, and so, all general science students want to become medical doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I started applying to go to the uni, I chose pharmacy, medicine, and all of those stuff. But I didn't get that. I ended up with plant biology in University of Ghana, and so I went there. And then I was there for a year, and I still wanted to, although I could continue with botany and then maybe later further and do something related to medicine, I tried to reapply to KNUST to see if I could have a chance there. Yeah, so I did apply for that side. I applied for pharmacy, then I applied for quantity surveying and construction economics as second choice. And that was what I got. Yeah. And
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. It means that, I mean, you did your senior high school in Ghana.
Yeah, I did my senior high school.
Which school is that?
St. Mary's Senior High in Kolegono.
Oh, so you are a true Accra girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if I hadn't reapplied, I would have still had my tertiary in Accra.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you really wanted to do science related course at the university.
Yeah.
And we all wanted to be same. I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Wow.
Yeah. so you're not alone in this game. And it's the same thing for many children.
Yeah.
I mean, they grow up knowing the only profession in science is a doctor.
Yeah.
But of course, we now know that there are so many thousands and thousands of opportunities in terms of what you want to do with science. And so you did KUST 4 years,
Yeah.
and then
I wanted to also inform you of why I also decided to go for QSC. Despite that's quantity surveying and construction economics. It's too long, so we usually call it QSC.
okay,
So I went in for it also. Like what really inspired me was that now I wanted to do pharmacy or medicine, but I ended up getting QSC. And so after my botany, after the first year, we had a long vacation. So my dad was like, okay, so since I have the opportunity to do an internship, instead of going to do an internship in the area of plant biology, I should rather go into the construction field, do my internship there to determine whether I still want to go ahead with the QSC or I want to stay with the plant biology. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was during the internship that I developed some interest for the field, and I noticed it was all about calculations as at then, and I was so much interested, and then I decided to go to tech. Yeah, so that was what happened. I had that period to decide, make the decision, and it was more or less like some kind of hands-on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, your dad really did you good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for most of us, most of the children that are in Ghana, it is difficult to try things and find what you like.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what is offered is what you do.
Yeah.
Not you trying your hands in different things and finally
Yeah.
deciding that I want to do this.
Yeah.
One of the things that you said that I'm surprised is that you love numbers, mathematics.
Not really. I think I was an all-round kind of person. But in SHS, I discovered that I was very good with biology.
Okay.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe I was good at chew and pour too. But biology was also very practical for me. Because it's about your human body, and you're learning something about the eye, and you can relate to it. You're learning something about your organ. And so it was very interesting to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So I was an all-round person. I could, if I want to do well in chemistry, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
But one of the courses that really was a challenge was physics. Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah, and I struggled with maths, but at a point I was able to. I started getting my A's. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. How it is sweet to see that A. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. A's were more than. They inspired me anytime that A comes, and then I'm working hard to make it the next one.
Yeah.
And you keep on pushing forward because you always want to see the A's reflected.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. And so, KUST, and when did you finish KUST?
My undergrad, I finished in 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
And then you continued, or you went for national service and came back?
Yeah, so I finished in 2018, started my national service in the same department of construction technology and management.
Wow.
For 1 year.
As a TA?
As a TA.
Wow, that means you were a very good student. Yeah, this is one of the TAs. So all the students from KUST who are watching, I mean, your TA is here and she's doing so well. Yes.
So after that, then I applied for the master's. Yeah, so we started with MSc, and then after the first year, we upgraded to an MPhil. Okay. That's how it is in my department.
Oh, okay.
You don't go straight ahead and apply for an MPhil. I don't know if things has changed now, but as at then, you start with an MSc. Right. If your grades are good, then you upgrade into an MPhil. So you have an additional 1 year research, purely research.
For research.
No thought course.
Wow, interesting. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing that you can go into an MSc program in Ghana, and because I mean, for me, I went straight to an MPhil program.
Yeah. For my department, it was a bit different.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the most difficult part. You wanted to study for a PhD. After the master's, it wasn't enough for you. You wanted to go into a PhD. What is the inspiration?
Okay, I would say that everything was planned in God's own way.
Right.
First of all, I wanted to become a medical doctor while I was in SHS. And now I'm still yearning to become a doctor.
Right.
Like, it's still in line.
Yeah.
I mean.
The dream is still ongoing.
So when I went to tech, in first year, I used to see TAs around.
Right.
They'll come around, come and set up lectures for a while before the lecture comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to admire them.
Yeah,
I really saw myself doing something like that in future.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was when I started yearning to go into, like, to do a PhD
Mm-hmm.
in future. And then during my undergraduate period, I used to teach a lot of my mates.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you were the one that everyone Charlie, if you want to
Yeah.
be in a good group, come to Portia. Let's get Portia into our study group. Okay.
I used to teach them, like, they'll come to my hostel and then I'll teach them, and then, yeah.
Right.
But at a point in time, they were rather teaching me because I took on so many leadership positions on campus. Yeah, and so I didn't have much time, so they would rather study and teach me. Yeah, so I think while I was teaching them, I noticed that I have a flair for teaching, and when I teach people, they understand and they are happy and they do well and all of that. So it's also part of how the whole inspiration started.
And did you get it easy coming to a PhD? Because I do know it's not easy. From my own personal experience, yes, I can say that. For many people, yes, it's not easy getting into a PhD program abroad, especially if you're looking for a scholarship, which is mostly the case for most African students.
Yeah.
What was your journey?
It wasn't easy at all, but I'm so grateful to God and to some of my senior colleagues in KNUST in the Department of Construction Technology and Management.
Right.
So because they went ahead of us, they were guiding us, they were teaching us and sharing opportunities with us. But then when I started the whole journey, I wanted to do my master's outside of Ghana. And so in 2018, the same year I graduated, fortunately I had another senior who had written GRE, and then she was in the US at the time I was doing my service, doing her master's, so she was guiding me. So I took the GRE course, I enrolled, and then I took the test, and I did well, but it wasn't so good to make me a competitive
student
candidate. Yeah, so I decided to take it again. So whilst I was trying to study, write again and all of that, I decided to get into the master's because I couldn't just be studying and doing nothing, like just studying and writing the test before I'll go ahead and apply and all of that. So I started with the master's. So the plan was, okay, if I start with MSc and I take the test again and I do well and I apply for another opportunity, I can still have a second master's. Yeah, but it didn't happen that way because I didn't continue studying. I didn't write the test again.
Right.
Yeah, and I just continued with the MPhil. It was during I continued with the master's. So it was during the master's period that I learned that, if you want scholarship for PhD, you should try and get a publication. You should try and be affiliated to some maybe construction-related organizations like GHIS and other bigger organizations.
Right.
Yeah, so I learned about all those. I was like, okay, then let me do my master's in Ghana, try and get publications, try and associate myself with these construction-related organizations, and then start looking out for PhD supervisors outside of Ghana.
Right.
So that was how the journey started. But it wasn't easy because what some of our seniors told us was that you need to contact a supervisor. The supervisor should agree that he or she wants to work with you before you can go ahead with the application.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely for PhD, and I always tell people, in Ghana you can just enroll in a school, you have no supervisor, and in the process you find one.
Yeah.
In most universities abroad, it's not done.
Yeah.
It's not done because you need to have a supervisor. The supervisor becomes like a mentor, becomes like your guide, becomes everything.
Yeah.
And you might not even have much to do with any other person except you and your supervisor for most of the time.
Yeah.
So, and for those listening who want to get into a PhD program, And even some master's program, particularly for masters with research, you need a supervisor.
Yeah.
And it's important that you listen to this part because she'll be telling us how she gets this done. Let's listen to you.
Yeah, so when I learned about all these steps, I contacted some of my senior colleagues in the department. I think as at then, some of them were almost done with their MPhil, and they had gotten opportunities to travel, but they were still waiting, I think, for their visa and all of that. So
Right.
I got in touch with some of them. We collaborated, and then we wrote some publications. And then I also appreciate some of the lecturers as well. Some of them also gave me the opportunity to collaborate with them.
Wow.
And so I was able to also get about, I think, 2 or 3 publications.
Wow.
Yeah, as at that time.
Yeah, that's so interesting, Portia.
Yeah.
And I keep stopping you because I need to chip in these things.
Yeah.
I keep telling people every day
Yeah.
that for application to a program abroad, it's work.
Yeah.
And particularly if you want to get a scholarship, it's a lot of more work.
Yeah.
And it's something that you need to prepare and work towards. It's not a one-day thing. Sometimes it can take you up to 6 months or more than a year in working around to make sure that you become a competitive candidate.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to get through that stress. But that stress is very important because you are going to compete with people from all over the world who want the same opportunity that you are looking for.
Yeah.
Publication is very important if you want to do a PhD. The whole process is that you have to show that giving you the opportunity, you can write a manuscript, you can write a thesis, and that you have to demonstrate by showing that you have the capacity to do that.
Yeah.
No one wants to supervise an amateur who knows nothing about conceptualizing an idea, doing basic research, doing the literature review, and piecing information together.
Yeah.
So if you are watching us and you want to start your PhD application, or if you want to start your master's with research or whatever they call it, or masters of research, or masters of philosophy program abroad, my brother, my sister, think strategically and begin to see what you can do in terms of academic publication. You need it. Sometimes it might not be necessarily a journal publication, but even a good article published in the Conversation, for example, or Daily Telegraph, or something, which is publication, which is, or even Daily Graphic. If you're able to write a very nice story about an issue in Ghana, that you publish it in Daily Graphic, or you publish it in My Joy Online, something that you did a bit of research about, you were able to piece some information together, and then you publish it. That shows that you can write. And people, supervisors are happy to see that. And so, okay, you've already have some knowledge about research, and so you can potentially become a candidate, So I just wanted to chip this in so that those who are listening and you want to, start your PhD application, know this. Don't apply. Most people don't come. I always say that 8% of people don't complete the application. They will start, but they will never submit because they don't have all the materials to add into the application. We all the same. You start the application, you won't complete because then they say add GRE, you don't have, add IELTS, you don't have, this you don't have, supervisors recommendation letter showing that they want to work with you, you don't have, and then you cannot complete the application. So don't be one of those people. So begin to work. So let's come back to Portia.
Okay, so I did the collaborations with my seniors and my lecturers, and I was able to get experience in writing publications and also have some publications.
Wow.
And so aside that, I also needed to learn how to contact,
the supervisors.
Send emails to supervisors.
Oh my God! one of another big problem. Someone will just say that, oh, my name is so and so. I want to do PhD. Can you supervise me? How do you? No. So let's listen to Portia. How she did it.
So I had to learn that, and I'll say that if you want to begin this process of acquiring scholarship for your PhD, it's very, very important that you have mentors. You have people who have been where you want to be. because some of the ideas and the information that they will share with you would really go a long way to make things easier.
Right.
Because I knew nothing. I just didn't know anything. Aside learning how to prepare for GRE and applying for schools in the US, I didn't know anything about applying for scholarships for PhD. Yeah, I didn't know the process, the step, although it may differ from school to school, but
definitely.
some things are very similar. Some documentations are similar. Yeah, and so I also had to learn how to write emails. So I was fortunate to have some of my seniors sharing their samples with me, teaching me how to go about it. So
and these days there's even ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And if you even Google online and you're looking for samples you will find it. People don't just do that. That's the problem. You know, you have to always search for the information. You will at least have some pointers as to what to do. It might not be perfect, but some pointers will be.
So I think searching for the supervisor was one of the toughest. Very tough.
Very tough.
It wasn't easy. Although I had a template for every, maybe if I want to send a template to a supervisor in this area, maybe construction, health and safety, I already have a template. If it's about sustainability, I already had a template. But it was still tough because for one of the areas that I was also interested in was how to use sensors for safety monitoring in construction.
Wow.
And so I was looking for supervisors, and they're all saying, oh, what you did was just the management aspect. So you're looking for people who can have hands-on experience, who can develop the sensors themselves. And I'm coming from a background where I don't even
Ghana, we don't develop things.
I don't have any experience.
We learn the things.
Even robotics and all of those things, I don't even have any experience. I didn't have anyone to guide me, although I had someone guiding me about wearable sensors. I didn't really have like hands-on experience because the person wasn't in the country, and and maybe I didn't find the necessary resources to learn those stuff. And I also felt it was going to be a long process. I have to stop everything I was doing. Mind you, at that time, I think I was almost done with my MPhil. So it was really tough. It was really tough. Searching for supervisors was really tough because one person would be like, I want people who can develop. One person, what you did in your what you are doing in your MPhil is just.
So can you tell us how many emails did you send? Can you count it?
Last time I was counting it. It's a lot. It's a lot. So when I check my email, the heading is always expression of interest.
Expression of interest.
So I searched for all the expression of interest emails, and it was.
When she is actually looking through her phone, she's telling us how many of these emails she has sent. It's not easy.
It was a lot.
I mean, I can already see a lot of them. I
think other emails have mixed up, but I have a lot of them.
So if you can give a figure,
a lot of them. Expression of interest. Expression of interest.
Oh my God, I can already see. I can count 10 already.
Yes.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and the list goes on. Guys, it's not easy.
And there were some that told me, oh, okay, you have to finish your MPhil first, so that I think when they are assessing other candidates, they can tell whether you are good or not. Because
you need a complete transcript.
You need a complete transcript. Although there were some schools that it doesn't matter whether you were done with your studies or not. But
once you accrue some credit points, you can start application.
But for some of the schools that I was reaching out to, they needed me to finish. And so that was a challenge. Some of them, they will not mind you, they will not respond to your email and all of that. You know, the interesting thing is when I landed this particular scholarship, that was when one person reached out to me, are you still available? I was like,
I'm gone.
That's too late. It was too late.
I'm gone. Yeah. And were you at a point frustrated?
Yeah, I was very, very frustrated because right from day one, when I landed on KMST campus, I've been helping. I don't keep information to myself. I was sharing information with my mates, some of the lecture notes I had.
You had they call it the grandfathers.
Yes.
Which is the notes of the notes of the notes.
Yes.
So the grandfather, we're all relying on the grandfathers.
I share information a lot, and even I remember those days you could find a handout and my name
It's
I
already
write
there.
my nickname El Posh.
Oh my
And
God.
everyone's own has that.
El Posh.
El Posh.
So
because
this is
they
the main
will
source.
photocopy.
This is the queen bee. The rest of the bee.
Yeah. So I was sharing a lot of information. And the
Yes.
same way when I was starting, when I started searching for my PhD scholarship, I was also sharing information.
With people.
The same way.
Right.
And you are searching and you are not getting, but people that you have
Shared
shared
information
information
with
have gotten the opportunity and they have traveled and yours hasn't come yet.
And you are seeing them in the airport saying goodbye with their pictures, and the next time you are seeing them on the campus of one university abroad taking pictures, and you the one with the information.
Yeah,
I can understand.
At a point, I was frustrated. Not that maybe I wasn't happy for them.
Yeah, of course.
I was really happy for them, but I was frustrated that how come.
When is my turn?
Yeah, when am I going to get the chance to also get my scholarship? So it was very, very frustrating. There were some supervisors I emailed that told me, oh, they are really interested in working with you, but they don't have funding.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. And of course, for those listening, there are always two ways of this scholarship thing. You can apply to a school based on the funding of your supervisor. Yeah. So he or she already has some funding, and out of that funding, he or she can recruit a PhD student or a master's student. So you just come in and they support you from that funding. The other one is you apply for other competitive funding, which is government funding, which the government provides to the school, so the school then recruits students. So those fundings are also there, and then you have the school-specific funding also. So most universities abroad also have funding for students by themselves. So the dean's scholarship or the vice chancellor's scholarship or some other foundation has provided money to train students in a particular field. So there are so many areas, and in your search, you must always open yourself up for the different opportunities or the different funding streams that are available. Don't just be looking for a particular scholarship and then you apply for that scholarship and that's it. No, you can always open up. And in some cases, you have to even apply as if you were a normal student, a fee-paying student, get admission, and then use the admission to look for the scholarship. So there are so many ways of going around this that you need to learn more about and understand before you even start the application process. So then you finally landed this opportunity in Australia. Yeah. That's the Western Sydney University. Yeah. I am just on campus here, and it's a very beautiful campus. Yeah. You are fortunate to be here. Such a beautiful campus, and very nice facilities. Yeah. You know, and so you have this response from Western Sydney. I can understand that day you were so excited that you have finally made it, and now you can't wait to be in Sydney. Yeah, right.
Even with that, there was a little shaggy because after the application, they later sent us emails that they didn't have funding issue. I think they had issues with funding.
Yeah, after COVID.
It wasn't because we weren't qualified, but I think they had funding issues.
Funding issues. Yeah. After COVID, most schools were stranded. That's a fact. Yeah. I mean, most schools abroad, most of the schools abroad are not financed by government. Unlike Ghana, Legon, lecturers are paid by government staff. No, in most schools abroad, they raise their own funding to pay all the staff. And so, with COVID, international students were not coming in, and then some of these things started coming up. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that was the communication to you.
Yeah. So that was the communication.
You must go back to prayer.
It was really a tough moment because I felt like at least this one should be like my last application.
My last stop.
It should be my last stop.
Yes.
Yeah. So because the supervisor was really interested in working with me, and he gave me the go-ahead to apply after I had contacted him. And I was hopeful that at least with all the experience that I had garnered over the years, I haven't left any stone unturned. Yes. Only for them to reach out to tell us that unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. You know that long message.
I know. Some kind of encouraging words, and then they're not also straight away. Yeah. I understand very well.
Yeah. So I think after a couple of months, then they got back to us. I mean, I'm saying us now because I knew other people that we all applied together. Yeah. Then they got back that, oh, now they've given us a scholarship, blah 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 blah.
I'm sure that Sunday, tell us this, that Sunday what happened in church. Some prayer, some joy, some offering went out.
I was so happy. I was so happy that, like, finally my
You've made
dream
it.
year was coming to pass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was so happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is very inspiring. And you know, you the one watching, let me tell you something. One day, you are going to sit this way and share your story. So keep on with the struggle now.
Yeah.
Because when you are sharing the story, it won't be complete without these struggles that you are currently facing. So just go through them. Take them as a normal part of the process. And just keep going. Don't lose out. Don't freak out. Don't feel, weakened. Keep the spirit, keep the momentum, keep fighting. That's the spirit of a young African, you know. We're always fighters. So keep fighting. And so you finally got everything, and I know visa process is also another problem in Australia. Long wait.
Yeah.
How long did you wait?
I had to wait for about 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks.
No, but before then, it's like my story. I always have issues.
Always have issues.
Yeah, I always have issues.
Oh,
Initially,
no.
when I did application, I would also advise people who are looking to apply to Australia that if you can, and you're in a good position to do the application by yourself, please go ahead and do that. Don't go to any agent.
Yeah.
Because most of the agents, with my experience, some of them, they are good though, but you are not the only one they are applying for, and so they wouldn't put in much effort. As you would
do it.
Yeah. So I would advise that.
And you know yourself more than they know you.
Yes, exactly. So I advise that you do the application all by yourself.
Once you can read and write.
Yeah, you can read and write, and also get some guidance from
people who have already gone through the visa process.
Yes. Because after my whole experience, I guided someone recently, and the person's visa has been approved, and the person will be coming hopefully next month.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would advise that you do the application by yourself, because for my process, we made a mistake.
Wow.
And then they rejected. It wasn't like they didn't grant.
Of course.
Yeah,
they always ask you to provide more information.
They said it
or
was
something.
invalid.
Yeah, invalid application.
Yeah, so I had to reapply. So
I
I think as at that time, about 3 weeks had already elapsed.
Oh, into the program.
3 weeks
after
I did the first one.
Okay.
So now it's like I've wasted 3 weeks. I have to start all over. Yeah.
Again, I can
But
understand.
fortunately, I didn't have to do medicals again, but I had to do my biometric. That was extra cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did it again. The second time, I had already booked the agent. So the second time, I was always in his office going through the forms.
Yeah.
And then if he chooses some options that does not pertain to what is supposed to be, I tell him that this is not what is supposed to be. Then we make all the necessary amendments.
Right.
Yeah, so after the second application, it took about 6 weeks, and then I got my visa granted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That would have been the most exciting news to yourself as a person, to your family.
Yeah.
You know, and your mother, your dad would be proud that finally, their daughter would be living.
Yeah.
And then let's come back to coming to the Western Sydney, the beautiful campus here.
Yeah.
What is the experience here for you? You've been here for close to almost getting to a year now, right?
Yeah, let's say like 8 months.
Yeah.
7 or 8 months. Yeah.
Wow. What is the experience for you?
Oh, it's been a very good one. A great experience. Yeah. In terms of getting to socialize with other people from different countries.
Right.
I'm in a student accommodation.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people advise against being in a student accommodation because most of it is very expensive. But fortunately, for my student accommodation, for my school students, it's very, very moderate.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's affordable.
Right.
Yeah. So I get to meet other people. We chat. We have community dinners.
Wow.
We learn from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of that. So socialization is great. When it comes to the academic aspect is also A1.
I can understand,
Because we have access to all the resources.
All the things you want
Yeah,
to
we
make
were-
you
yeah,
succeed.
Yeah.
Everything.
We're
I mean-
given laptops and
Wow.
other
I hear you
gadgets.
you even have free coupons to go for swimming.
Yeah.
Free coupon to go for swimming.
Yeah, so
to keep
you get
fit.
to learn other skills. I've never
Interesting.
swum in my life, but this school gave me the opportunity.
To go for swimming.
There are so many opportunities on campus. If once you're available, you just sign up for it. And
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of educational programs, a lot of training,
seminars,
seminars, and that is the purpose of a PhD, is to train you. And then the infrastructure, internet, it's not doing so.
Internet, Charlie, it's
correct. You click and then
everything.
The article is open and you download it, and you have access to dozens of open access to resources. And one of the difficulties of a PhD is when you want information and you don't have it. And they make sure you don't go through that. You are subscribed to so many articles, journals, and you can download anything you want. Even when you are not getting something, you can go to the library and they'll find it for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
You book an appointment with the librarian. I think one of the things that I had to do was to book an appointment with the librarian, just to meet her, tell her about my research, and then she also guided me as to how I can have access to some of the resources, and it was really very, very, it's really helped me.
So I mean, in this case, even though PhD is difficult, the process tries to cushion you up so that you don't really absorb the pain alone. And because you have thousands and thousands of administrators, you can always go in for help. Wow.
And my supervisor too has been very good, because if you have a problem, you just send him an email and he responds. So you don't have to wait till the next meeting before you have access to information.
In Ghana, for some, I mean, for some, when you even send your work to a supervisor, it takes
months.
What is your experience here?
And you can work for a whole period without having any feedback on what you've done.
What is the experience for you here? Is it different?
But for here, right from the word go, we have meetings upon meetings, we have discussions, and a whole lot. So it's like your supervisor is walking you through the process,
the journey.
Although there are times when you have to figure things out by yourself. He's always there for you. If you need information on something, you just email him, he responds, or you wait till your next meeting, you talk to him, and so it's been very, very great.
I mean, I have gone through this journey, and is the process. And they are here to train you. They are here to give you the best of experience. And that is the thing that I always say about life. Is when you take up a job and you deliver, which is your job. You are paid for to guide students. As a lecturer, you are paid to supervise. And so do that work. Don't frustrate people in the process of mentoring them. So I'm sure you are now enjoying the whole struggles that you've gone through. They are paying off. They are paying off, and
they are really paying off.
You have a very clear future which you are pursuing. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I know your friends and your family are also very proud of you. And you become a role model for many women. What will you say to young women who wants to get to this level? What should they learn from you?
Okay, so I would say that they shouldn't give up on their dreams and aspirations. But one very important thing, aside having God and allowing God to guide you, you should also have a mentor. You can have several mentors. I have so many mentors in different, wherever I want to be in the next few years of my life. I have people
who are guiding you,
who are guiding me, and I have people who are currently guiding me,
right.
and I have people who have guided me in the past.
It's always a transition.
Yeah, so you should have mentors. You can't have just one mentor for throughout your entire life. You have, even with your spiritual life, you also have mentors. Yes. So you should also have mentors. You shouldn't give up. You should put in the work. You really have to work.
Right.
Yeah. So
you have to work. That's what Portia is saying. You will have to work.
Yeah.
And you need a mentor.
Yeah.
You know, some of us, the young people now, and I like the point you made, that aside God, you need a mentor.
Yeah.
We all believe in God. I believe in God so strongly that you can't decouple me from that. But you need real human beings who are doing things with their hands to also guide you. So that is something that you should also learn from. And now let's move out of campus. Sydney. Yeah. It's a big city.
Yeah.
Sydney is a big city. Yeah. You love Sydney?
Oh yeah, I really love Sydney. Of course, I've been only here. I've not experienced other places like Melbourne or Canberra and all of that. But
how is the whole city for you like?
This place is very great. I mean, where I am currently is a very quiet, serene area, but I get to go to other places where you see all the hustle and the bustle. You hear all the sound of city life. Of city life.
Of city life.
It's really a lovely place.
Yes,
it's really a lovely place.
And the kangaroos, have you seen them? I saw some of them on your campus.
They're
here, just at the back there. Charlie, guys, plenty kangaroos are here. And now here we can't eat them too. You know, if you catch one, you are in trouble. They are living on campus freely, big ones. Some of them are so huge, you know. Yeah. And you live with these kangaroos here so nicely.
Yeah.
You have nice parks also.
Yeah, I want to say that people have this perception that I have a lot of people who are looking at applying for scholarships in Australia.
Right.
But one thing that is holding them back is the fact that, there are so many animals in Australia, there are so many insects and all of that. It's not really as what you are hearing. It's just a myth. Okay, it's true, there are animals everywhere, every country.
The reason why there are many is because they are protected.
They've been protected. And they are not harmful.
No.
We even saw a couple of kangaroos around here.
Yes.
But that shouldn't prevent you from applying, because no animal or insect will harm you. And all the resources are here. You think about the bigger picture than just something that people are just circulating on social media.
Right, so guys, we will be wrapping up our interview with Portia. It's been very lovely. Leave your comment in the section below, and your questions there. Portia is a follower of my page now, I'm sure. So Portia would possibly answer them to you, or else I would get her to answer your questions. Okay, if you have any question that you want to ask about studying in Australia, just leave your comments in the section, and like the page. Also share this page with your friends, with your colleagues, so that they learn from this story, because we believe that this is the only way we can make impact in our society. This is the only way we can reach many young people, inspire them, and get them to turn their stories around. And so share this with your friends, like the page, and keep following us. And so I want to thank you so much for today. But going back to Portia to conclude our conversation. Portia's story has inspired me personally, and I believe that you too, you are inspired. So Portia, in wrapping up with this interview, give me 3 key takeaways.
Okay, so first of all, looking at my journey from senior high school, we all have our own dreams and all of that, but I think we should also be flexible at times.
Right.
Because during the interview, he mentioned something like there are so many things that we can do with science.
Right.
Yeah, we all think that it's only medicine and pharmacy and all of that, but there are so many areas in engineering and other fields that we can explore. And so, as someone in SHS, I would also advise you that you should be very flexible and try and see other areas aside. Maybe if you want to become a medical doctor or a pharmacist, you should also try and see other areas that you can do well in, so that it doesn't become a shock to you.
Yeah.
When you end up not getting the chance to,
Yes.
you can also venture into engineering, and it's really a great field.
Wow.
Yeah, to be in. And the mentorship, Dr. Raymond has already also spoken about it.
It's important.
It's very, very important.
Very soon I would also, just to chip in, very soon I will have mentorship sessions on my page where you can we'll be live, you can come in and ask any question and we help you.
Yeah.
We're going to do much on this page, so just keep watching and just follow us and enjoy what will be coming to you from this page. So we're going to have a walk now on Portia's campus. We're going to, it's raining, I don't know if it's tall, but we're going to walk around and have a good tour of this campus. So you might find some of the pictures on our page, of the beautiful campus of Western Sydney. Yeah. So Portia, thank you so much.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I wanted to add up to the 3 takeaways.
Okay. Oh,
I
sorry.
think I've mentioned 2.
Yeah.
So the last one is also that we should also how should I even put it? We should commit all our plans into God's hands and allow Him to guide us. Because for my journey, my educational journey, I would say that God used my father to make certain decisions that has gotten me here.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. For instance, he giving me the chance to have an internship before deciding to do a program.
Wow.
Yeah, it was all my dad's idea, and I'm sure and I know, it's not like I'm sure, I know it was God that was using him. Using him to bring me to that path. So we shouldn't forget to always stick to God. This
is so emotional.
Yeah.
This just brings me to something. Now these days, we the young people, we love money too much that internship is like waste of our time.
Yeah.
And you're the one listening. Some experience will teach you millions and millions than money. Look, sometimes you might be home, you have no job. Find an internship to do. Don't only be looking for a job. As much as you need a job, that internship can be a turnaround for you.
Yeah.
So let's learn how to offer our service for free. And out of that, we learn abundance of experience.
Yeah.
And Portia just shared hers, and it's for you to judge. So for me, I will always tell you, when people tell me, "Challenge, easy, things are not easy," I say, "Yeah, it's not easy."
Yeah.
But what are you still doing with yourself when things are not easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is for you to answer. And so, Portia, who would you want to say shout out to? I know your dad is. Share it to your dad so that your dad also watches.
Okay.
And so,
And I think there's one aspect that we didn't really touch on.
Okay.
Some people also have the perception that you should be a first-class student.
Oh no.
Before you get access to some of these scholarships.
Yes.
It's not always. It's not like that. It's not always like that.
Right.
So you shouldn't let anything limit you.
No.
Yeah.
This one, Portia, you feel that way for reminding me. You don't need to be a first-class student. There's nothing about first class in doing a PhD or to do a master's.
Yeah.
It's determination. It's not about you being the most intelligent student.
Yeah.
So, and that is a good point that you've made.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes. So if you have second class from the University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, Poly or KNUST, UDS, anywhere, third class, that should not be a limitation to you. Prove on other things that you qualify to a PhD program, a master's program, and you'll be invited. I mean, you don't always need to use your transcript alone to prove. You can prove by your societal impact. I know people who have gotten PhDs or masters because they've clearly show societal impact that they were doing, and they were invited, because this is what these people abroad want you to share. They want you to show that you are a human who can impact society. It's not all about
academics.
No.
Even while doing your PhD, it's not all about your academics. Yeah, that's how come they organize so many other programs.
So many.
So that you don't end up just
fixated
on your
academics.
Yes.
It's
not all about that. They look at so many other stuff. Yeah.
This has been really interesting interview, and Portia, any shout out to anyone, friends, family?
Yeah, okay. First of all, I want to thank previous departments in KNUST, Department of Construction Technology and Management, because the whole dream started from there, and I believe that I was shaped and I was inspired and taught by all the good lectures and
shout out to all of you.
So shout out to all of them and to my family and my friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all the
everyone inspiring. Everyone inspiring to
in WSU.
Yes. So guys, thank you so much. We end it here and we say peace.